So here's a very, very interesting thing that I have uh, that I observed about the market. Now, when I draw a line with support and resistance, generally it provides a bigger clue to what may prevail. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and so essentially I drew a line here, which essentially put the resistance right here. So then the price moved up to here, and then it created a uh, resistance and support line right here. Essentially, this is a range where it was indecisive, essentially uh, specifying that it is a momentarily support and resistance. Then I said to myself, okay, so if this green candle continues, then there's essentially the next support and resistance would be somewhere in this region here, okay? Somewhere are in this region. And sure enough, it started to climb up, climb up, climb up, climb up, climb up. So there was this gap between support and resistance. Now it's been filled. The gap is filled. Interesting. The support and resistance gap is filled. Okay? And so now it poked through. Then it then what is the support and resistance here between here? See, now it's being filled up here. So essentially when it enters into a new support and resistance region, it has to be it most likely will fill that gap. Support and resistance gap most likely will be filled. Okay, unless there's a new resistance or support that stops it in between, that causes it to be filled in between there, but it has to be filled. So support and resistance gaps are always filled. Whether it's a new one or old one, it's going to be filled. That's how it works. It cannot not be filled. It has to be filled. Otherwise, if it turns around, then that means that the new gap is filled. Okay? So it has to be filled. The support and resistance gap must be filled. Okay? They talk about like when something moves, there's a huge gap, and what they say is that it gets filled. Gaps get filled, and that I can see why it gets filled now. So support and resistance gaps must be filled, whether to an existing support and resistance or the new one that it finds on the way there. That's how it works. Wow.